Hello everyone, this is Naresh IS Academy digital platform. I will discuss Kingdom of Marwar where the Rathors ruled from 13th century to mid of the 20th century. So I have started to discuss the complete Rajasthan GK and GS for the English medium students only. In Hindi medium, I have already discussed the entire Rajasthan GK GS on the YouTube channel, and you may contact for the offline classes for RAS mains and IAS mains exam. Then the Rathor of Marwar. You may take help for the IAS mains exam, and I have discussed the GS paper 1 and 2 completely on the YouTube channel. Rathod clan of the Marwar, also called the Kingdom of Marwar. Rathods ruled over the Marwar under the three branches. The prominent branch of Rathod was the Jodhpur. Second branch was the Bikaner. And the third branch of Rathod was the Kishangarh. Kishangarh now in Ajmer district. These are the three branches of Rathods of Rajasthan. Then through the map of Rajasthan, first of all we will try to understand the geographical position of the Marwar region. Then through the map we can locate the geographical position of the Marwar. Now the Marwar is identified with the Jodhpur district, but that time it includes the Jodhpur district, Bikaner and the Kishangarh region. So then this is the geographical boundary of the Bikaner and this was the territory of Jodhpur. And this was the geographical part of the Kishangarh. Okay, so these were the three branches of Rathod of the Marwar state. And first of all we will understand the rulers of Jodhpur branch. The first ruler or founder, this was the Rav Siha. Rabsiya, and his duration is 1243 to 1273. Second ruler was Rabjodha, and who ruled during 1438 to 1489. And this was the next ruler, Rao Maldev. The Rao Maldev, and his duration is 1532 1562. Okay. Then Jodhpur branch was the prominent branch of Rathors of Marwar, and also the contribution of the Bikaner branch. The Bikaner branch started in the mid of 15th century or the 1465 born date. Then Rao Bika separated himself from the main branch and started the independent branch from the Bikaner, and the Kishanganj branch in the first decade of 17th century or 1609 started by the Rao Kishan Singh. So this is the factual information first. So then I will start the explanation about the Jodhpur branch. Most of historians or scholars assume that the Rathors of Marwar initially were the vassal states or feudatory of the Gurjar Pratiyar. Gurjar Pratiyar ruled outside the Rajasthan from the Avanti region Madhya Pradesh to Kannauj Uttar Pradesh, but most of part of Rajasthan was under their influence, and later on the Rabsiya declared himself independent during 1243 and made the Pali the first capital of Rathors. The Rathod of Marwar made the three capitals successively. The first capital of this clan was the Pali, and the second capital in 1395 made the Mandor by Rabchuda, or third capital was the Jodhpur, and the first ruler of the Marwar was the Rabsiya. The last ruler was the Hanubant Singh in the 1947, when he accepted the instrument of accession or agreed to merge the Marwar state into the Union of India after the discussion of union government. So, Rabsiya was the founder of Rathod clan in Jodhpur first, and he started his rule about the 1226, but finally in 1243 who became a sovereign ruler or independent ruler. Later on this was the Rabchuda who made Mandor as the capital of Rathod, then the Pali in 1395. Rabchuda ruled over the Mandor region during the 1394 to 1423. Rabchuda was succeeded by the Rab Ranmal, or then this was the Rab Jodha. Rab Jodha ruled during 1438 to 1489. Rab Jodha built the Jodhpur city through a planning, and then who made Jodhpur as the capital of Rathods in 1459. So the first capital Pali made by the Rabsiya, second capital Mandor made by the Rabchuda, and the third capital made by the Rabjodha. Rabjodha also did work for the architecture and construction of Jodhpur, and he built an important fort of Jodhpur, the Mehrangarh fort at the Chidiyatuk hill. After the Rabjodha, there were some small rulers, and finally they were succeeded by the Rao Maldev. Rao Maldev was the most prominent rulers of the Rathods during 1530 to 1562. Rao Maldev married with the princess of Jaisalmer state. This is the boundary of the Jaisalmer state, and this was the Rani Umade, Queen Umade, and she is also called the Ruti Rani in the history of Rajasthan. Rao Maldev, when started their rule, there was a political disturbance in the Indian history because the Mughal Emperor Humayun was defeated by the Sher Shah Suri, and Sher Shah Suri presented a threat before the Rao Maldev, and finally the relationship of Maldev and Sher Shah Suri became more tense, and it was resulted into Battle of Giri Sumel, also called the Sumelgiri. So Giri Sumel or Sumelgiri is a geographical region now in the Pali district, and this is called the important battles of Giri Sumel in 1544. In this battle, two important rulers, the Rajput rulers, supported Sher Shah Suri, Biram Dev and the Kalyanmal, and Rao Maldev finally pushed back by the Sher Shah Suri, and with the great difficulty Sher Shah Suri had to face defeating the Rao Maldev. Unfortunately, Rao Maldev was defeated, and in this battle two important Rajput warriors, Jeta and Kupa, sacrificed their lives, and so many contemporary historians like the Abul Fazl, who was a courtier to the Mughal Emperor Akbar, Nizamuddin and Badaयूं, they were the all contemporary to Mughal Emperor Akbar, and they have called Rao Maldev as a king of Hasmat Bala, a king or reputed king, great king, and king with the great warriorship. And also called Rao Maldev tried to make Jodhpur state too much strong and to counter the regional power or to protect the state from the enemies, and who started the construction of so many forts in the Pokhran, Jaisalmer, Sojat in Pali, Medta and Nagaur. The important forts were built, and it is also called about the Rao Maldev, who was the conqueror of 52 battles, who got victory in the 52 battles. So this is the history of Rao Maldev. Rao Maldev later succeeded by his son Rao Chandrasen, and the history of Rathods of Jodhpur I will discuss in the next volume, when I will discuss the relationship between Mughal and the Rathods. Now I will explain the second branch of Rathod. This was the second branch, Bikaner, the Rathods of Bikaner. This is the geographical position of the Bikaner, just above the Jodhpur district. During the 1465, Rab Bika separated himself from the Jodhpur branch and established the Rathod clan in the Bikaner. And later on, there was an important ruler, Rab Kalyanmal. Rab Kalyanmal was the first ruler of Bikaner who accepted the subordination of Mughal Emperor Akbar, and Rab Kalyanmal also sent his son Prithviraj in the court of Akbar. Prithviraj, who wrote an important text, Beli Krishna Rukmani, and who started poetry with the writing with the title of Pithal. And one of the important ruler in this clan was the Rai Singh, the Rai Singh of the Bikaner. And when the Akbar make pressure over the Jodhpur states for accept that subordination or dominance of the Akbar, finally Jodhpur state refused, and then Jodhpur was acquired for a short period by the Akbar, and it was given to Rai Singh, and Rai Singh became a administrator of Jodhpur state during 1572-73, and finally Rai Singh became the ruler of Bikaner during the 1574, and he continued till the 1612. Rai Singh served in the court of Mughal Emperor Akbar and his son Mughal Emperor Jahangir. So Rai Singh made the relationship between Mughal and Bikaner state too much strong, and who started a friendly foundation for the relationship. And this was the one of the important ruler in this dynasty, the Ganga Singh of the Bikaner state. So then the reigning period of the Ganga Singh was 1887 to 1943. Ganga Singh reigned over the Bikaner state, and Ganga Singh was the first ruler who started a friendly relationship with the East India Company or the British government. And when the British government made a chamber of princes, also called the Narendra Mandal, in 1921, so Ganga Singh became the first chairperson or president of chamber of princes, and he continued during 1921 to 1926. And when British government organized round table conference in London to discussion with the Indian leaders, so Ganga Singh was invited, and who joined the second round table conference in London. And there were so many contributions made by the Ganga Singh. The third branch of Marwar this was the Kishangarh branch. During the 1609 or in the early decade of 17th century, Rab Kishan Singh founded the Kishangarh branch, the Rathod of Kishangarh. And the most prominent ruler of this branch was the Rab Sabant Singh, also called Nagri Das, and Bani Thani was his wife, and later on a painting was made by the great painters Nihal Chand, the Bani Thani painting, and the painting is also called the Mona Lisa of India. And Sabant Singh was the follower of Lord Krishna, and so many important religious or cultural work were done by the Nagri Das in the Kishangarh branch. So this is the simple information or general history of the Rathods of the Marwar. In the next volume, I will discuss relationship of the Rathod with the Mughals and East India Company, how the Marwar states became the tributary states and how they accepted the subsidiary alliance treaty of the British India Company, and finally the Marwar state accepted the union of India, and this was the merger of Marwar state into the Indian nation. Okay, thank you.